In the year 2154, humanity is split between two extremes of existence. The gleaming orbital habitat known as Elysium floats above Earth like a forbidden jewel, a perfect paradise where the privileged few enjoy sprawling mansions, immaculate health, and Med-Bay technology capable of curing any disease in seconds. Below, the surface of Earth has become a rotting wasteland of poverty, overcrowding, and despair. Los Angeles, once a city of dreams, is now a scorched shantytown teeming with desperate people who scrape out a living under the indifferent eye of robotic law enforcement. Iron immigration laws govern access to Elysium with cold precision. Only the explicitly approved may ever step foot in its pristine corridors. The divide is not merely economic. It is civilizational. The rich have ascended, and the poor have been left to die slowly on the crumbling ground below. Max da Costa is a 36-year-old man shaped by hardship. Raised in the slums of Los Angeles, he carries the weight of a troubled past, a history of crime and survival that has left its marks both physical and psychological. Now, with determination and discipline, he has chosen a different path. He works a grueling shift on the assembly line at Armadyne, the very corporation that manufactures the weapons and robots used to suppress the people of Earth. The irony is not lost on him. Every day Max shows up, keeps his head down, and reminds himself why he's staying straight. He dreams of Elysium, not as an abstract fantasy, but as a real destination he intends to reach one day. That dream is the quiet engine driving him forward through the dust and heat of his diminished world. High above the Earth, aboard Elysium's gleaming corridors of power, Secretary of Defense Jessica Delacourt moves with cold authority. She has devoted her entire career to one singular purpose: keeping Elysium pure and exclusive. When illegal shuttles breach Elysium's airspace, carrying desperate surface dwellers seeking medical treatment, Delacourt does not hesitate. She orders them shot down without mercy. Her actions draw a rebuke from Elysium's governing council, who find her methods extreme, but Delacourt is unmoved. She is not a politician playing at morality. She is a true believer, convinced that Elysium's survival depends on absolute ruthlessness. She begins plotting a covert coup to seize control entirely, working with defense contractor John Carlyle to embed a secret rebooting program into Elysium's central operating code, one that could make her president. Max's carefully constructed life unravels in a single catastrophic moment on the Armadyne factory floor. Ordered by a supervisor to clear a jam chamber in the radiation assembly, a task no human should perform, Max climbs inside. The door seals. The machine activates. In a blinding surge of lethal radiation, Max absorbs a fatal dose. He emerges shaking, vomiting, his body already beginning to shut down. Armadyne hands him a bottle of pills and sends him away. No compensation, no care. A medical scan confirms what Max already fears in his bones. 5 days to live. The accident is not just physical devastation. It is the moment that transforms Max from a man trying to stay out of trouble into a man with nothing left to lose. His only hope now lies on Elysium. Reeling from his diagnosis, Max finds himself at a medical facility where fate reunites him with Frey Santiago, a woman from his childhood and the only person he has ever truly loved. Frey is now a nurse, warm and capable, navigating a broken healthcare system with quiet dignity. Frey is also carrying her own heartbreak. Her young daughter Matilda is gravely ill with leukemia, a disease that Elysium's Med-Bays could cure in minutes. The parallel between their situations is devastating. Both are fighting for survival in a world designed to let people like them die. Max does not tell Frey the full truth about his condition. Not yet. But seeing her steals something inside him. With no legal options available to him, Max turns to Spider, an underground human smuggler and rebel operator who runs illegal shuttle runs to Elysium. Max strikes a brutal bargain. He will steal valuable data from the brain of Armadyne CEO John Carlyle, a man scheduled to visit Earth, in exchange for ticket to board his shuttle to Elysium. To carry out the mission, Max undergoes a harrowing back-alley surgical procedure without anesthesia, having a metal exoskeleton framework bolted directly into his muscles and skeleton. The apparatus enhances his strength and gives him the ability to interface with computer systems. Max endures it, driven by one simple, desperate fact. Without Elysium, he is already dead. Max and Spider's crew intercept John Carlyle's armored shuttle. Carlyle's robotic security forces fight back with lethal precision, and Max uses every ounce of his exoskeleton-enhanced strength to survive. When Max finally breaches Carlyle's vehicle and interfaces with Carlyle's mind to download the stolen data, he extracts far more than anticipated. The information embedded in Carlyle's brain is Delacourt's master program, the secret code capable of rebooting Elysium's entire operating system and transferring presidential power to her. Max has no idea what he's carrying. Neither do Spider's people initially. What they do know is that Carlyle's security has already transmitted an alert, and Delacourt, furious at the theft, activates her most feared operative to retrieve it at any cost. Delacourt deploys her secret weapon, Kruger, a sleeper agent embedded on Earth's surface whose sanity is as fractured as the world he patrols. Kruger is terrifyingly effective. A man who takes genuine pleasure in violence, operating outside any official chain of accountability. He tracks Max with predatory certainty, killing everyone involved in the data heist in a very gruesome way. He quickly activates his shield just as Max is about to shoot him. The shock wave from the bullet knocks Kruger out, which gives Max enough time to escape. When Max attempts to reach Frey's home for shelter, Kruger and his men strike. Horrifyingly, Kruger takes Frey and her daughter Matilda hostage, using them as leverage against Max. Everything converges as Max, badly wounded and running out of time on every front, returns to Spider to secure his ticket to Elysium. Spider tells him that the entire sky has been shut down ever since the CEO was killed. He explains that the data embedded in Max's head is the very reason for the shutdown. Knowing there is no other way forward, Max willingly surrenders to Kruger so the system will allow a shuttle to reach Elysium. Kruger immediately takes him into custody, and they depart for the orbital paradise. Inside the shuttle, Max sees Frey and her daughter, already captured. The stakes become painfully clear. Max must now rescue the woman he loves and her innocent child from a sociopathic killer while carrying data that could reshape the fate of millions. When the craft finally breaks through into Elysium's orbit, Kruger and his subordinates turn on Max. They want the data inside his head. But Kruger has his own ambitions. He plans to use the program to install himself as the new ruler of Elysium. A violent struggle erupts inside the shuttle, sending the craft spiraling out of control. It crash lands violently onto the station's surface. In the chaos, a bomb blasts tears into Kruger's face, leaving him horrifically disfigured. Max fights his way through Delacourt's security forces with brutal efficiency, his exoskeleton pushed far beyond its intended limits. Meanwhile, Kruger's subordinates carry his mangled body to the Med-Bay. It immediately begins reconstructing his shattered face, rapidly restoring him through Elysium's powerful healing technology. Kruger turns on Delacourt in a sudden and vicious power grab. In a brutal act of betrayal, he slashes her throat with a blade. The man she created and weaponized has slipped completely out of her control, her own monster consuming its creator. Kruger's soldiers begin executing the station's congressman, plunging Elysium into chaos and panic. At the same time, Spider arrives aboard another shuttle carrying additional smuggled passengers from Earth, further overwhelming the station's fragile security. Amid the violence, Max finally reaches Frey and Matilda. With urgency, he leads them toward the nearest Med-Bay so Matilda can receive the treatment she desperately needs. The little girl is placed inside a Med-Bay pod. The machine hums to life. The climactic confrontation between Max and Kruger is the collision of two men who have each been weaponized by the world they live in, one in service of oppression, one in rebellion against it. Kruger, unhinged and ferociously powerful, battles Max through Elysium's corridors in a fight that is as much about survival as it is about what the future will look like. Max, already dying from radiation poisoning, pushes himself beyond every human limit. He attach a bomb on Kruger's cloth and push him off. The battle leaves Max catastrophically depleted. He has almost nothing left. But he has the data, Delacourt's rebooting program, still pulsing in his mind. And Spider has shown him what it can truly do. Not transfer power to one tyrant, but erase the citizenship distinctions between Elysium and Earth entirely. In his final moments, Max makes the choice that defines everything his life has been building toward. He allows Spider to access the rebooting program embedded in his mind and run it. A process that will cost Max his life but will rewrite Elysium's core programming to recognize every human being on Earth as a legal citizen of Elysium. As the code executes, Max slips away quietly, at peace. Above a stunned and weeping Earth, Elysium's fleet of Med-Bay ships automatically deploy toward the surface, descending like slow silver angels toward the people who have suffered for so long. Frey holds Matilda, healed and alive. The robots below begin processing the newly registered citizens. An entire civilization exhales. Max da Costa dies as he lived, fighting for something larger than himself, and in doing so, tears down the wall between two worlds forever.